Just announced earlier this afternoon, Alberto Del Rio suspended for 30 days for his first violation of the wellness policy. You know, I've always classified in my mind Del Rio very similar to Randy Orton in terms of if you were doing the build a superstar, if you were building and trying to put in all of the perfect elements to be a sports entertainer, having a look that stands out, having athletic ability, having toughness and grit. I've always said Randy Orton is that, and I think Alberto Del Rio is also that, but maybe he's the perfect sports entertainer in Mexico. It's hard to put my finger on it, but Mexico's greatest export seems to just not connect outside of Mexico in the manner in which his talents and his pedigree should. Del Rio's time in WWE, it's just there's all this to work from, coming from a great lineage. As I said, he's got the size, he's got legit toughness, ability, he knows how to work, but it just doesn't quite connect. You know, Latinos are arguably the biggest demographic of wrestling fans in the world, but in his time in WWE, the first stint or this current one, he's never moved the needle. He's a good worker. He's worked every big name in WWE. You know, they gave him the distinction. He won the first 40-man Royal Rumble in 2011, but still doesn't move the WWE needle. And I blame WWE a lot for this. They stripped Del Rio of almost everything that made him unique, made him have layers, allowed him to be interesting to the audience. He had a personal ring announcer in Ricardo Rodriguez. It fit the gimmick of him being the rich aristocrat. It made sense he'd have his own personal ring announcer. And it's simple heat before he ever came out to have a ring announcer who could belittle the crowd and then introduce Del Rio in Spanish. So what if the people started to chant along with his entrance, even though he's a heel? That's what wrestling fans do. So they took away Ricardo Rodriguez. They took away the car in his entrance. They then tried to turn him babyface in a terrible way by having him, branded as he's made in Mexico but loves the United States. Nobody believed that. Hey, here's an idea. You want him to be a babyface? Let the fans keep chanting along with Ricardo. That's how the best babyfaces happen, is they're heels, and they end up getting just won over by the fans. They win the fans over. But nope, we didn't do that. We got rid of all of it. We got rid of the entrance. We got rid of Ricardo, everything. So looking on the bright side, at least Del Rio is going to get 30 days at home with Paige, who's currently out with a quote-unquote injury. And I tell you what, today is Paige's birthday. Can't make this up. Maybe Del Rio got popped on purpose. That's right. Maybe he got suspended on purpose to be home. After all, this would have been a great present to Paige because they got drafted to separate brands, couldn't tour together. I know it all sounds a bit nutty, but if you were dating Paige, and if nutty pleased, you'd be nutty.